A very good evening to all. Today we are going to do the remaining sums of the integral from exercise 7.4. In the last video we finished till question number 16. Today I am going to continue from there. Now first choice is 23rd question. Before that I am going to explain a new type. Special integrals. If the question is in the form of integration of px plus q divided by ax square plus bx plus c, or integration of px plus q divided by root over ax square plus bx plus c term, whether it's with root or without root, this algorithm will work. Now only thing you have to be sure about is make sure that the sum is not under substitution. Sometimes when you take the denominator as t, the differentiation of that will cancel the numerator. So if something like that comes out, then no need to follow this process. So just confirm that and start this method. So if the question is in the form of px plus q by root over ax square plus bx plus c, consider the denominator separately and write px plus q equals a into difference. Consider the numerator separately, write that equals to a times the differentiation of the denominator plus b. So take the numerator separately, write that is equal to a times the differentiation of the denominator plus b. Now I've taken question number 23. Numerator here is 5x plus 3, which is equal to a times the differentiation of x square plus 4x plus 10 plus b. So when you differentiate this, you get 2x plus 4. Now comparing x terms on both sides of the statement. So x terms means this is an x term, and if you multiply a with 2x, this will generate an x term. So coefficient on either side will be 5 here and 2a over here. So 2a equal to 5, a equal to 5 by 2. Then compare the constants. So 3 is a constant. Over here 4a is a constant and b is a constant. So plus 4a plus b equals to 3. This way we get an equation for a and b. A we already found, substitute a value and find the b value. Once you find a and b, substitute it back here, not here. Substitute here, not here. Substitute in the statement that you get after differentiating the denominator. So here, so put a as 5 by 2, put b as minus 7. With that, we get this. Now, either I can insert this back into the question where there is 5x plus 7, or I'm going to divide both sides by the denominator. Either I can substitute 5x plus 7, 5x plus 3. I can replace 5x plus 3 with this in the question, or I can divide the statement throughout by root over x square plus 4x plus 10. Once you do that, your question will come to this form. Now this is what they want us to integrate, and this is equal to integration of this minus integration of this, right? So consider this separately, and herein if I take x square plus 4x plus 10, dt will cancel 2x plus 4. So under substitution we can simplify this very easily. So we get 2 root over x square plus 4x plus 1 as I1. Now coming to I2, which is this, where we have to follow completing the square because the numerator is 1 and there is no coefficient for x square. So take the denominator separately, complete the square, put it back, apply the special integral formula, and there you get the answer for I2 also. In the end, substitute the I1 and answer and I2 answer in their respective places. So you get this as your answer. Next is question number 20. x plus 2 by root over 4x minus x square. Now numerator is x plus 2. So first I'm going to do with the method which I just suggested to you all. So x plus 2 is equals a times differentiation of 4x minus x square plus b. So x plus 2 equals a into 4 minus 2x plus b. Comparing x terms or coefficients of x terms on both sides, we get 1 equals to minus 2a. So a will be minus 1 by 2. Comparing constant, we get 2 equals 4a plus b. And a value we found now, 2 equal to 4 times minus 1 by 2 plus b. So 2 equals to minus 2 plus b. So b equals to 4. So a is minus 1 by 2 and b is 4. So as we found a and b, let's substitute it back. X plus 2 equals minus 1 by 2 times of 4 minus 2x plus 4. What is the denominator now? Denominator is root over 4x minus x square. So divided by root over 4x minus x square divided by root over 4x minus x square divided by root over 4x minus x square. So instead of integrating this term, we can integrate these two terms. So let's start with the integration. Don't forget to write dx. Dx must be there in order to integrate. So I1, which is first. So I'm retaining minus half outside itself simply because the substitution works better with this. Take this as t, this will cancel in dt. Otherwise minus again will come. So it is integration of 1 by root t into dt, which will be root t plus c. So you get root of 4x minus x square plus c as I1 answer. Now I2 is completing the square. So we have 4x minus x square in the denominator. Now remember, x square is negative, so take a minus out. So x square minus 4x plus 2 square minus 2 square is added. So we get minus of x minus 2 the whole square plus 4, or I can write this as 4 minus x minus 2 the whole square. So now this will become integration of 1 by root over 2 square minus x minus 2 the whole square. Now apply the concerned formula. So with I2 we get this and we substitute back. It's in the form of root over a square minus x square, 1 by root over, so sine inverse x by a. So once you find I1 and I2, substitute it back here along with the constant, you get the book answer. Next exercise, partial fractions. So next we are going to solve the integration question using the method of partial fraction. Before we start proceeding that, one of the foremost rule is the degree of the numerator must be less than the degree of the denominator. So before you start partializing a given sum, which means before you split them, make sure that the degree of the numerator is lesser than the degree of the denominator. Even equal to will not work. If the degree of the numerator is equal to degree of denominator, even then you will miss some terms if you start proceeding with partial fractions. So we have to do some homework before we start partial fractions in that case, in case if degree is not lesser. Now, the first type is when px plus q by x minus a into x plus b. Don't give any importance to minus a and plus b. It can be in any form. So it can be like 2x plus 1 into x plus 3. It can be x minus 1 into x plus 9. So it can be in any form, but it should be two separate factors. So we split it like this. This is just splitting, okay? So we split it like this. If you have three different factors, we split it like this. And later we have to find the value of a, b and c. So that's a different story completely. Then px plus q divided by x minus a the whole square. If it is square, please don't expand it. Keep it as it is. A by x plus a, b by x plus a, the whole square is how we split. And if it is a linear term and a square term, like x minus a to the power 1 into x minus b the whole square, if power is 1, we will take it as a by x minus a. Since it's 2, it is b by x minus b by c by x minus b the whole square. And next one, if it is a whole cube. If it's a whole cube, just like square, a by x minus a, b by x minus a the whole square, c by x minus a the whole cube. Last but not the least, the last type is where you get a quadratic equation, but this one is non-factorizable. Non-factorizable. Okay, in that case, non-factorizable, then we will split it like ax plus b by the non-factorizable equation plus c by x plus d, because a and b as a variable used over here, so it's c here. Or I can write a by x plus d plus bx plus c divided by ax square plus bx plus c. Either this way, or we can even write it as a by x plus d plus bx plus c divided by ax square plus bx plus c. So this is how we split the sum. Before splitting, make sure that the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator. So here I've chosen question number 3 from exercise 7.5, partial fractions. This is type 1 model, very simple sum. Integrate 3x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3. So there are three different factors, right? So we split it as a by x minus 1, b by x minus 2, c by x minus 3. For each factor, we take three variables a, b and c. Now take the LCM like we normally do. So a will get multiplied with x minus 2 and x minus 3. B will get multiplied with x minus 1 and x minus 3. C will get multiplied with x minus 1 and x minus 2. With this, I'm landing at this step. And then the denominator will entirely get cancelled with the term that you have on the left side. And then it's only the numerator that is standing. Now consider x values by using the factors given here, like x minus 2, x minus 3 and x minus 1. Please don't take arbitrary values. Use only the factors that is given in the question. Use only the divisor, the term that you find in the question. So let x equal to 2. When x is 2, a will become 0 because 2 minus 2 is 0. C will become 0 because 2 minus 2 is 0. So you can find the value of b through this. B is minus 5. When x is 2, you apply on both sides. Okay? You apply on both sides. On right side, we get minus 5. On right side, you get minus b. On left side, you get minus 5. This way, the next x is equal to 1. When x is 1, wherever there is x, substitute 1. So 3 into 1 minus 1, a times 1 minus 2, 1 minus 3. That would be minus 2. Whereas this is 0 and this is 0. With this, we find the value of a. Then x equal to 3. Hope you all know where do I take these values from. These are the terms that you find in the denominator of the question. So I'm equating each term to 0 and I'm considering that as the x value. So please do not consider arbitrary values like 0 or minus 1, which is not part of the question. Sometimes you might get the answer, but many times you may not. So please don't go for that way. So when x is equal to 3, we find the value of c. So after you find ABC value, go back to the step where you have separated the question. The question was this, we separated like this, put the ABC value, alright. So instead of integrating this, we can integrate this one now. So that's what I've done here. 1 by x minus 1 log minus 5 by x minus 2 minus 5 log x minus 2 plus 4 log of x minus 3. Hope you remember how it is log. When it is x minus 1, if you take t as x minus 1, dt equals to dx. So we don't need to physically do those steps. It is understood from there. But mind you, if it is 1 minus x, so then you'll get a minus dt. So you must be aware of that. If it is 1 minus x, you still get a log, but then it is a minus log t. So if it's x minus 1, so if x coefficient is 1, um, then you can straight away write log. Once you finish using the log property, I wrote the answer like this. So I did the third sum. With the same model, you can cover the first 5 questions. Second question, you either can follow the special integral formula or you can partialize. Both ways you get the answer. So 1 to 5 sums are based on question number 3. Thank you everyone. That's it. I'm done with this video. The rest will be covered in the next video.